Good afternoon, I am Precious Mzea Sakaleji. Welcome to Camnet TV Media News. The headlines. MUNALI Girls Secondary School teacher resigns from the civil service to pursue partisan politics in PF. Park urges government to stop justifying debt default. Details coming to you after this commercial. Hello, have you heard about Msika? Do you know that you can advertise for as low as 150 kwacha for 30 seconds? Well, Msika is here. Advertise on Msika between 17 hours and 18 hours. Just tell us about the services that you offer and we'll gladly put you on the market. For more details, you can contact
+260 953 995099. +260 962 444 726 or +260 971 177 467.
Msika, allowing your business to grow. And our media news in detail. A teacher of Lusaka's MUNALI Girls Secondary School has resigned from civil service to join active politics. Patrick Simumbila has since endorsed the ruling Patriotic Front PF and its candidate President Edgar Chagwalungu, whose eligibility is under contest. Mr. Simumbila is also National Arts Council chairperson, who was overseeing the 30 million kwacha government-initiated empowerment funds for artists. According to him, President Lungu is heavenly sent and no one should touch him. Mr. Simumbila says he has opted to join active politics to counter misleading statements on national issues allegedly being peddled by the opposition. Mr. Simumbila has also predicted that President Edgar Lungu will win the 2021 general elections without any challenges. Details in the following report.
I'm a proud teacher. Today I have, as you can see, this is my resignation letter. That stamped received by my supervisor. I only want to encourage and also challenge many other civil servants out there who are actually day in, day out hiding behind a keyboard, either on their phone or either on their laptop, busy, writing articles that are politically charged or comments, they are civil servants but busy either demonizing the government. I challenge them to come out in open, and if they have any intentions to, go for politics in 2021, I think the circular from the secretary to the cabinet is very, very clear. I just decided, being in civil service, it limited my expressions, my engagement and participation in important governance debates and indeed activities. And this I'm announcing, and that publicly it starts today. In my silence as a civil servant, I have followed with sadness some malicious debates and attacks on a man who has against all odds transformed the face of Zambia. And this is no other than the President of the Republic of Zambia, Dr. Edgar Lungu. He has done massively, very, very well in the short time he has been at the helm of leadership of this nation. And it is at that stage that I want to show this placard that I am advising all those that are busy debating on the eligibility of President Lungu. The words to them is that fight not the anointed.
In other news, the Zambia Association of Manufacturers has stressed that the rural electrification agenda will spur economic growth in the country. Association President Ezekiel Sekele notes that electricity is critical to drive value addition and it remains key in aiding their members to explore business opportunities in the Zambia's rural areas. Mr. Sekele says electrifying rural parts of the country provides opportunities to industrial players to invest in them by creating economic opportunities to the local people. Government, through the Rural Electrification Project REA, has invested in 5.5 million kwacha to electrify Luono district in the central province.
Electricity is synonymous to development And the importance of this commodity can be noticed from the distress exhibited by people who have access to power whenever there is load shedding.
Light sometimes yala 5 nishinaya ukuisali mbi 21 nomba nganishinonshiku kulingana na economy efyo iti ndalama malasha twakula kwisa.
But in Central Province, in a newly created district called Luano, the situation is not the same. People here cannot wait to have electricity. Due to lack of electricity, life is hard as small and medium income generating activities such as welding, salon and barbershop cannot be fully conveniently explored.
Kulingana n'efyo batulaire project yalingire ino shitanga tuwesekera kwena natutasha sana bali baria kitila mu buteko bwabaye tugacha kwa lungu balifikirisha ama promises bali tunayo
bukankala mwaba bontu ba buteko tuletotera bantu fweba kulira kale iri yashi abatushirire bayashi ba president ba edika ba sorry ba sata kamiretera malaiti mukaletola nenda mumishi twale batilimbikashi mibwana nomba ture mitotera pako twibukishako fwenchushi webekala mumishi.
Luano District Commissioner Christopher Chibuye is happy that the area will soon be connected to the national grid.
Like our head of state has been mentioning that he wants to reach out to all areas, be it in the rural, remote, but he doesn't want anyone to be left behind. Luano definitely is not left behind in terms of electricity. We are all part and parcel, even as the cake is being distributed equally to various places. Luano, when it comes to this cake of electricity or powering the nation, definitely we are part and parcel of the beneficiaries. So,
Rural Electrification Authority Chief Executive Officer Clement Silavwe recently assured that the project will soon be commissioned.
Demobilized, but it went on some low-key activity. Yeah. Now, in the last 10 months, we've been fortunate enough to unlock the funding, and we are moving in a direction where we are confident that by close of November, the project should have people benefiting from the power. Yeah.
Most of all, this issue has excited the Zambia Association of Manufacturers, who feel the drive to electrify rural areas will boost industrialization. I spoke to Zambia Association of Manufacturers President Ezekiel Sekere.
There's something that the rural populace are doing in terms of agriculture. They are producing a crop, and that crop needs value addition. Industrialization kicks in, and value addition kicks in. And that's where now manufacturing comes in, because manufacturing is nothing without value addition, without adding any value of whatever extent. So for us, we want to welcome that initiative. It's something that will spur the growth of the manufacturing sector, and particularly the micro, small, medium enterprises that will be able to set base in the rural areas, but also an opportunity to the big guys, the large manufacturing companies, an opportunity to set base.
The Vision 2030 seeks to increase rural electrification access rate from the current 4.5% to 51% by 2030. In urban areas, the target access rate by 2030 is 90% compared to the current 67%. To achieve this, the government and its cooperating partners need to demonstrate commitment. Patrick Soko, Camnet News in Lusaka.
People's Alliance for Change PARC President Antford Banda has urged government to desist from justifying the bloated debt Zambia has, saying it is not helping finding solutions to the problem. Mr. Banda further says government should also stop justifying that even other countries such as South Africa are equally on the verge of defaulting on their loans. According to him, the government should instead be telling the Zambian people on what measures it is putting in place to ameliorate the situation, which has already put the country in an awkward situation on the international scene. Mr. Banda tells Camnet News that the country has found itself in a position where it has defaulted on debt due to mismanagement of public funds. He regrets that government never paid attention to advice on reckless borrowing.
I think the government has defaulted. No matter how many excuses they can give us, the reason for the default is the mismanagement of the public funds. I think the government thought that this day will never come. When they were borrowing money, they thought that the judgment day won't come, and they were reckless in their spending. We advised them about the fire trucks, we advised them about the ambulances, we advised them about the management of Mukula, we advised them about the management of the goat. But they didn't think that all these things culminate into ensuring that you meet your debt obligations. But you look at what has happened today. They are all over trying to justify this and this and that. I think they should just shamelessly accept that the mismanagement, they did mismanage the country's resources, and that's the reason why we are here in default. There has to be a proper economic recovery plan that should be presented, to the creditors. I think for them to actually give us a plan, which we don't see happening under the PF government, because there's zero commitment from this government, there's zero seriousness from this government to actually, ensure that Zambia is on the right path. All they're interested about is the 2021 elections. That's what they're interested. And when you have a government that has got its focus on just winning an election at all costs, they cannot manage to sort out economic issues.
In other news, violent sympathizers of Renard Mwale, a 62-year-old man of Lusaka's Kalingalinga compound, who allegedly assaulted his priest in church on Monday morning, threatened to beat up any journalists seen filming the suspect or themselves. Mr. Mwale's sympathizers got enraged when they realized that journalists were filming the accused in the court corridors after he appeared in court for plea. The sympathizers later opted to cover Mr. Mwale's face with a jersey so as to hide his face from the cameras. Mr. Mwale's sympathizers wondered why the journalists were interested in the story, stating that they were not interested to be covered by anyone. Particulars of the offense in the matter allege that on the 22nd of November 2020 in Lusaka, Mwale assaulted Boniface Maleme, thereby occasioning him actual bodily harm. The accused is expected to appear before Magistrate Judith Chiaika on Tuesday for plea.
It's okay, my journalist. No, that's not the way. You are not beating people. Let us just follow the rules.
We are going to report in our story that they threatened to beat us also. That's what we are going to write.
That news item brings us to the end of Camnet TV Midday News, but before we go, the headlines once again. MUNALI Girls Secondary School teacher resigns from the civil service to pursue partisan politics in PF. PARC urges government to stop justifying debt default. I am Precious Nzeya Sakaleji. Thank you for joining me. Happy New Month and happy World AIDS Day.